When will that opportune moment come to me, when there will be shivering of the body as soon as I chant Lord Gauranga's name? And after the shivering, while chanting Hare Krishna, when will there be tears pouring down from my eyes? And when will Lord Nityananda bestow his causeless mercy upon me, so that my desire for material enjoyment will become very insignificant? When will that time come? When my mind is completely purified, being freed from material anxieties and desires, then I shall be able to understand Vrindavan and the conjugal love of Radha and Krishna, and then my spiritual life will be successful. When shall I be very much eager to study the books left by the 6 Goswamis? One has to learn of the conjugal loving affairs of Radha and Krishna through the teachings of these 6 Goswamis. Narottam Das always prays to remain at the lotus feet of Srila Rupa and Raghunath. Gauranga bolite abe Pulaka Sharira Hari Hari Bolite Nai Ane Bhave Nir Olange Hare Pulaka Sharira Hari Boli Arako Benita Chande Karuna Oibe Samsara Vasana Amor Kobe Tucha Habe Vishaya Chadiya Kobe Shuddha Bimana Kobe Hamaera Boshi Shri Vrindavana Vishaya Chadiya Shuddha Vimana Rupa Raghunatha Pare Oibe Akuti Kabe Ama Shubhamo She Jugala Piriti Rupa Rupa Raghunatha Pade Rahu Mora Asha karuna koriye sada narotamuda.
Jashoda Jaya Jaya Gopagan Shidamari Jaya Jaya Dhenu Vatsadan. Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Jaya Radha Madan Mohan Radha Madan Mohan Radhe. Madan Mohan Radha Madan Mohan Radhe. Jaya Radha Madan Mohan Radha Madan Mohan Radhe. Radha Madan Mohan are in Karoli. Does anybody want to go to Karoli? It only takes an extra 8 hours, but it's worth it. We're going to chant we're going to speak together the English from the chapter 12, which is on our list for chapter a day, Chad, this month. And the reason is everybody knows the Sanskrit, but nobody knows the English. Arjuna inquired, which are considered to be more perfect, those who are always properly engaged in your devotional service, or those who worship the impersonal Brahman, the unmanifested? The Supreme Personality of Godhead said, those who fix their minds on my personal form and are always engaged in worshiping me with great and transcendental faith are considered by me to be most perfect. But those who fully worship the unmanifested, that which lies beyond the perception of the senses, the all-pervading, inconceivable, unchanging, fixed and immovable, the impersonal conception of the absolute truth, by controlling the various senses and being equally disposed to everyone, such persons engage in the welfare of all, at last achieve me. For those whose minds are attached to the unmanifested, impersonal feature of the Supreme, advancement is very troublesome. To make progress in that discipline is always difficult for those who are embodied. But those who worship me, giving up all their activities unto me and being devoted to me without deviation, engaged in devotional service and always meditating upon me, having fixed their minds upon me, O son of Pritha, for them I am the swift deliverer from the ocean of birth and death. Just fix your mind upon me, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and engage all your intelligence in me. Thus you will live in me always, without a doubt. My dear Arjuna, a winner of wealth, if you cannot fix your mind upon me without deviation, then follow the regulative principles of Bhakti Yoga. In this way, develop a desire to attain. If you cannot practice the regulations of Bhakti Yoga, and just try to work for me, because by working for me, you will come to the perfect stage. If, however, you are unable to work in this consciousness of me, then try to act giving up all results of your work and try to be self-situated. If you cannot take to this practice, then engage yourself in the cultivation of knowledge. Better than knowledge, however, is meditation, and better than meditation is renunciation of the fruits of action, for by such renunciation one can attain peace of mind. One who is not envious, but is a kind friend to all living entities, who does not think himself a proprietor and is free from false ego, who is equal in both happiness and distress,
who is tolerant, always satisfied, self-controlled, and engaged in devotional service with determination. His mind and intelligence fixed on me. Such a devotee of mine is very dear to me. He by whom no one is put into difficulty and who is not disturbed by anyone, who is equipoised in happiness and distress, fear and anxiety, is very dear to me. My devotee who is not dependent on the ordinary course of activities, who is pure, expert, without cares, free from all pains, and not striving for some result, is very dear to me. One who neither rejoices nor grieves, who neither laments nor desires, and who renounces both auspicious and inauspicious things, such a devotee is very dear to me. One who is equal to friends and enemies, who is equipoised in honor and dishonor, heat and cold, happiness and distress, fame and infamy, who is always free from contaminating association, always silent and satisfied with anything, who doesn't care for any residence, who is fixed in knowledge and who is engaged in devotional service. Such a person is very dear to me. Those who follow this imperishable path of devotional service and who completely engage themselves with faith, making me the supreme goal, are very, very dear to me. Guru Puja slokas, please. Chariya Vaishnava Seva Nishtaya Payeche Keba. Chariya Vaishnava Seva Nistar Payeche Keba. Namasheshtam Annamapi Shachiputram Atra Sarupam Rupam Tasya Grajam Uruparim Maturim Goshtabadhim Radha Kundam Girivara Mahoradika Madhavasham Tato Yasya Pratita Kripaya Shri Gurum Tandatosmi. He Guru Jnanadadina Bandho Swanandadaka Karanaika Sindho Vrindavana Sina Hitabata Prasida Radha. Okay, hold it there, go back. And one more. Go back. There. Okay, Anushri. Give her the microphone. Tell us what this means. Just look at the words. You already know them. Just say whatever you can decipher from it. Don't use ChatGPT or Madhurisaki. Just go. Anything you can think of.
The Guru has introduced us to the glories of Radha Kund, Giri Govardhan, and the loving service of Sri Radhika and Madhava in Vrindavan.
What about the first line? What's the first word? Just ask yourself, don't ask her.
Name. The name.
Huh? What?
The name.
What about it? Who can say what Shreshtam means?
The best, topmost.
Okay. Manum api Shachiputram atra surupam. Who's Shachiputram?
Lord Chaitanya.
Yeah. Rupam tasya grajam urupurim maturim goshravatim.
Sri Rupa Goswami.
Yeah.
And Mathura, the Goswamis.
Very good. See, you're way better than you think. You just have to think and look. You don't have to ask anybody else. Okay, give us more. Try to extract more.
Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. So this verse comes in the Mukcharit of Raghunath Das Goswami, where his expressing his gratitude to get 7 gifts. I think it's 7, and then he lists one after another. First he says Nam Srishtam, the holy name, the mantra, Manumapi Sachiputram, the association of the Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and Swarupam is Swarup Damodar Goswami. He says Rup Goswami, Tasyagrajam, who is his Agraj. Agraj means is the elder brother. So Rup Goswami's elder brother is Sanatan Goswami. So he says Rupam Tasyagrajam is Sanatan Goswami. Urupurim Mathurim Ghoshtvavatim. So Mathurim is Mathura, and Ghoshtvavatim Radha. So and the next line, Radha Kund Girivaram is Govardhan, and Radhika Madhavasam, like the service of Shri Radhika and Madhav. Prapto jasa pratita kripaya Sri Gumta tam natosmi. So by whose mercy is he saying that by the Guru's mercy I got these gifts, and he is grateful to all. So he enumerate all the gifts and also saying his gratitude to Guru explicitly.
Follow. Okay, Audrey, do this one.
Hey Guru, it's addressing the Guru. Jnana, the one who bestows knowledge. Dinabandhu, the friend of the fallen. Swananda Data, giver of divine bliss. Karunaika Sindhu, the ocean of mercy. Vrindavanasina, you're dwelling in Vrindavan. Hitavatara.
Hita means out of mercy.
Who you've descended out of mercy.
Yeah, Hita Avatara.
Prasidha Radha Pranaya Prachara.
Prachara is?
To preach.
Yeah. You're preaching about
the divine love of Radha for Krishna.
Yes, by your mercy, Prasida. Next, we're going to Apara Gaurangi. The next one.
Hey Dinabandhu Karunaika Sindhu. So, O ocean of Dinabandhu is a friend of the fallen and ocean of the mercy. Kuru prasadam mai mandamude. So, you're giving your mercy to me, who is mandamuda. Manda means dull-headed and foolish. Laksha parade bahu papagade. I have done millions of offenses and sins. Tat pad padme stu matish Krishna. Tat pad padme stu matish Krishna. So, without the shelter of the lotus feet of the Guru, we cannot reach Krishna.
Bhalo. Next to. Okay, this is for Anapayani, who comes from a Bengali family.
Yadyapi Amar Guru, my Guru, Chaitanya Das, servant of Lord Chaitanya, Tadapi Jani Ami Tahara Prakash.
Janiye means to know something. So, Yadyapi Amar Guru, like you said, I know my spiritual master to be a servant of Lord Chaitanya, but what else? There's a but in there somewhere, right? Tatapi Janiye Ami Tahara Prakash.
He is referring to the Guru as a manifestation of Krishna as well.
He says it sees him as a servant of Lord Chaitanya, but also as directly
Sakshad Dari Mastamasta Shastra. Okay, Bengali comes through. Next. Nexto. BPD.
The Guru is none other than Krishna Roop, so he's like a personal manifestation of Krishna, and this is given in the Shastra, like the statement is backed by the Shastra, and the form of the Guru is also Krishna's mercy unto the devotees, so that there's a personal manifestation.
Palo. Who we have next?
So I'm terrible in reading as well as translating, so I'll try my best. Shiksha Guru ke tajani, Shiksha Guru ke. The one who knows. Guru's Shiksha, this is my best attempt. Guru Shiksha.
Shiksha Guru.
Shiksha Guru. Shiksha Guru te jani, I think to know. Krishna Swarupa, Swarupa of Krishna Rena Swarupa. Antaryami, the one who knows innermost part, the Antaryami. Bhakta Shreshta, the greatest of the devotees. Dve Rupa, it's the
two forms.
Two forms, yeah.
So the Shiksha Guru ke, there's the Shiksha Guru. Ta jani Krishnera Swarup. I know this form to be the form of Krishna. Antaryami, and also the Antaryami, the Lord within the heart. Bhakta Shreshta, the best devotee. Edu Rup, these two forms.
Yeah.
Okay, Jambavati, give her the mic.
Naivopayanti apachitam kavayasthavesha brahmayushapi kritam riddha mura smaranta. That I am a dull fool, but with the mantra and the self-realization is possible with the Guru. Yoantar bahish tanubritam.
No, that's apachitam. We're talking about gratitude, right? Naivo payanti apachitam. I could not, naivo, naeva apachitim. I cannot express kavayas, tavesha. I cannot express enough gratitude. That's the first part. Brahma yushapi kridam rida mudasmaranta. Even if I had the lifetime of Brahma yushapi. Ayu means Ayurveda, lifespan. So if I had Brahma Ayu, if I had the lifetime of a Brahma, Kritam Rida Muda Smaranta, I'd still not be able to express my gratitude for the Krishna, who comes as in various ways. And so now it's going to tell the various ways. Do the next two lines.
Yonantar bahish.
Say it one by one. Yo ananta.
So that is inside.
Yes.
Bahish is outside.
Perfect.
Tanu Britam. So Britam. So
Tanu means body.
Tanu is body. Britam Ashubham Vidhunvan.
Britya means like servant, right? Yontar bahis tanu britam ashubham badunvan.
Ashubham is like not auspicious. Vidhunvan. So the line is saying that there's inauspiciousness, but the Acharya Chaitya Vapushasva Gatim Vyanakti is with Acharya is Guru, Chaitya is the Chetna, the soul.
It's the Chaitya Guru. So it's saying here, the Lord's appears, Yonta Bahis, inside and outside. So what's he expressing gratitude for? He's saying, because you come inside as the Chaitya Guru and also outside as the Acharya, both sides you're covering. From all sides you're helping me. Yontar Bahis Tanu Britam Ashubham Vadunvan Acharya Chaitya Vapusha Swagatim Vyanakti. Swa means mine, Gatim, path. Vyanakti, you're showing me. So you're showing me your own path, Krishna, how to walk on that by these manifestations from inside in the heart. So quote a verse from Bhagavad-gita that Krishna says he's Chaitya Guru and he's helping from within the heart. Give her a clue. Hridisani Vishto Matak Smitir Gyana Vapohanam Cha Vedaishcha Sarver Ahameva Vedyo Vedanta Kridveda Vedevata Ishvara Sarvabhutanam Hridesh Arjuna Tishtati Brahmayan Sarvabhutani Yantra Rujani Maya Tesham Satata Yuktanam Bhajatam Priti Purvakam Dadami Buddhi Yogam Tam Yena Mamupayanti Te Tesham Ivanukam Partam Aham Magyana Jamtamaha Nashayam Yatma Bhavasto Gyana Deepena Bhashvata. Well done. Sadhu, sadhu. And now we'll do the Guru Puja. The lotus feet of our spiritual master are the only way by which we can attain pure devotional service. I bow down to his lotus feet with great awe and reverence. By his grace, one can cross the ocean of material suffering and obtain the mercy of Krishna. My only wish is to have my consciousness purified by the words emanating from his lotus mouth. Attachment to his lotus feet is the perfection that fulfills all desires. He opens my darkened eyes and fills my heart with transcendental knowledge. He is my Lord, birth after birth. From him ecstatic preemanates. By him ignorance is destroyed. The Vedic scriptures sing of his character. Our spiritual master is the ocean of mercy, friend of the poor and the Lord of the mass of the devotees. O Master, be merciful unto us. Give us the shade of your lotus feet. Fame is spread out. What is the part where, what is it in that it says that your fame is spread all over the three worlds? Okay.
Eve Jash Gushuk Tribhuvana.
Break it down, since you speak Bengali.
I just know Tribhuvana is the three worlds.
Yeah, they'll go by
And then
construct.
Eve Jash's fame. And
Well, whose name can you think of in Krishna Lila who has the prefix Jash? Hey, okay. Abi Jash Gushuk.
Spread.
Abi Jash Gushuk Tribhuvan. Homework.
Yashoda?
Huh? Abi Jash Gushuk. Yes, that's right. That's the answer. And your fame is spread all over the three worlds. We'll do one more. You, my Lord, birth after birth. Let's see who can say. Okay.
Janme Janme Prabhushe.
Your fame is spread all over the three worlds.
Birth after birth.
Oh, you're my Lord, birth after birth. Let's hear.
Janme Janme Prabhushe.
Janmi, Janmi. Break it down.
So Janme Janme is birth after birth, and Prabhushe is my Lord. You are my Lord.
Say a verse from the Bhagavad-gita that has Janme, Janme, or Janme in it. Bhavanam Janmanam Ante Jnanamam Prapadyate
Vasudeva Sarvamiti Samahatma Sudurlabha.
Now say a verse from the Chaitanya Charitamrita that says the soul's wandering in the material world, and then when he meets a okay, here for you. And meets, say the translation and then say the verse.
So it says that if a living entity, it keeps on wandering universe after universe, life after life. So Brahmanda Brahmite Kona Bhagavan Jeev Guru Krishna Prashadapaye Bhaktilata Bij. But in this wandering process, if he is fortunate enough to get the mercy of the spiritual mercy of Krishna, through that mercy he gets the spiritual master, and through the mercy of spiritual master he gets Krishna.
Okay. And now, Ananda Kishore, you say more about what the Bhakti Lata Bij is. What is it anyway? Is it like a grapefruit seed or what? What is the definition of Bhakti Lata Bij?
So Maharaj, I was able to think about when a soul comes in contact with a pure devotee, then the Bhakti Lata Bij is inserted in his heart. So in one of the verses, it said that when a pure devotee glorifies the Lord, the saffron mercy particles from first go to the Lord and then goes to the heart of the person, and then the transformation happens.
That's very good. Okay. We want to hear more from Sri Antariksha though. Can you say specifically what in the purport of the verse, what Prabhupada gives the definition? What he gives as the definition for the Bhakti Lata. What is it specifically? I can give you a hint. It's one word.
It's Shraddha. So when a living entity comes in contact with a devotee, so there is this transfusion of Shraddha Sabde Koile.
That's a good answer, but that's not it. It's one word he gives. Yes.
The instructions.
That's correct. Can you say more about it, please?
I just remember when His Holiness Rumpad Maharaj had come, so you had asked the question, or like there was a discussion that whether the seed, if the seed is already there or the seed is given. And then you had given the answer that when the Guru gives an instruction to the disciple, then by following the instructions, it's like watering this. I mean, instruction is the seed, and hearing and chanting is like the water by which we water the seed. And I don't know more about how it is instruction, but just by in the purport of one of the Chaturshloki Bhagavad-gita, Prabhupada explains, they have to keep watering the seed. The creeper grows and grows. It permeates through the different coverings of the universe, and it eventually takes shelter of Krishna's lotus feet. And
Follow. And now we'll do Guru Puja, but first Pavani Bhakti is going to say why do we have this ceremony? Historically, when did it start? Why did it start? Why are we doing this? Why do we have Prabhupada on the Vyasasana and then sing this particular song every day?
Because without the mercy of Guru, we can never approach Krishna. We are not qualified to directly approach Krishna. We get love of Krishna only from Guru, and Bhakti comes from Bhakti. So this reminds us for that, and we are we have to surrender to the Guru and dependent on the Guru to get mercy of Krishna.
Can you quote any Bengali or Sanskrit to back up what you said?
Guru Krishna Prasade Bhakti Lata.
Good, don't laugh, go ahead, you got it.
Guru Krishna Prasade Bhakti Lata Bij Brahmande Brahmita Kon Bhagavan Jeev Guru Krishna Prasade Pai Bhakti Lata Beach.
Means?
Brahmande Brahmite Koi Bhagyavan Viso, who can be more fortunate than the person who is at the lotus feet of the Guru, and only by the process of surrendering we can achieve Krishna.
Yeah, that's pretty good. Prabhu said it earlier, quoted the same verse.
Yeah.
Brahmanda Brahmite means when you're wandering in the Brahmandas. Kon Bhagyavan Jeev, Guru Krishna, Prasadipai. By the mercy of Krishna, you get Guru. By the mercy of Guru, you get Krishna. Who can give an example from Shastra of that? Krishna Saka? What Leela, what part of the Bhagavatam do you see where the Jeev, the living entity, got a Guru, and from the Guru got Krishna? Or the other way around, from Krishna got the Guru, and from the Guru got Krishna?
Both Dhruv Maharaj's story, we hear that he was determined to go to forest to find Krishna, and then Krishna inspired Narad Muni to go to him, and Narad Muni gave him Krishna. So
very good. Bhalo, bhalo. Now Tejas, give us a verse from anywhere that expresses the beauty of this inner process where Krishna helps the living entity to come to him through the Guru. Just, it's such a celebrated process. We have Namashreshtam, gratitude, Naivo Payantya Pachitim, seeing, okay, through the Guru I'm getting Krishna, or by Krishna's mercy I got the Guru. And then there's this symbiotic relationship between the two. Anything in that realm that you like, from Gita, Bhagavatam, anywhere.
Sure. In Chaitanya Charitamrita, I remember there's a verse, Krishna jadi kripa kare kauna bhagyavane guru antaryami rupe shikhaya apane. If Krishna has mercy on a very fortunate soul, then he himself will instruct, and in the form of Guru. So it's talking about how Krishna is very merciful on people, and that when he does bestow his mercy, he's able to, it's not only himself that he's distributing his mercy through, but also through the Guru.
Bhalo. Very good. So we talked about what's ordinary. Comes from ordo, means routine, by the order. We also know about niyamagraha. Niyamagraha means you do a ritual, but you're not sure why. You just do it because of the order. It's ordinary. But we want extraordinary. Therefore, we have to connect to the process, to the practices. Otherwise it becomes rote. You just do it because you do it. There's a little ecstasy in it because of the nature of the practice itself. It's nice. But we need to penetrate and feel personally connected with how we're worshiping, who we're worshiping, who started it, what do the words mean. We memorize many verses, but they have to be deeply integrated. Not just so we can teach them, but also so that we can feel the practice directly. Krishna told Uddhava, there's sages who live by the Ganges, they go elsewhere to take baths because they think, oh, that's just the Ganges. So that can happen in any practice if you take it for granted and don't go deeply within it and extract what the personal connection is to you and what it means to you. Shri Guru Charana Padma Kevala Bhakati Sadma Bando Mui Saba Dana Mate Jahara Prasare Bhai Bhavatu Riyaja Krishna Prapti Hoy Jaha Hoite Krishna Prapti Hoy Jaha Hoite Guru Mukha Padma Vakya Chitete Ko Viya Oikya Guru Mukha Padma Vakya Chitete Koriya Oikya Anakori Ho Mani Rata Anakori Ho Mani Rata Shri Guru Charane Rati Eshayu Samagati Shri Guru Charane Rati Eshayu Samagati Pasade Pure Sarva Jai Prasade Pure Sarva Gangilo de Jane Jane Prabhu se Jiva Dhyan Hire Pokashita Jiva Dhyan Hire Pokashita Prema Bhakti Jaha Hoite Ati Javnatra Jate Prema Bhakti Jaha Hoite Ati Javnatra Jate Dede Gaja Hara Jarita Dede Gaja Hara Jarita Karuna Sindhu Adama Janara Bandhu Karuna Sindhu Adama Janara Bandhu Lokana Lokera Divana Lokana Lokera Divana Prabhu Kora Doya De Amore Pada Chaya Prabhu Kora Doya De Amore Pada Chaya Ebija Shikti Bhuvana Vijashti Shikti Bhuvana Prabhu Kora Doya Dehamore Parachaya Jaya Prabhupada Prabhupada Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Jaya Prabhupada. Namah Om Padaya Krishna Prestaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Nityanamine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyabari Paschacharitakarine Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasari Gaur Bhakta-vrinda Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasari Gaur Bhakta-vrinda Krishna Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hari Bol, Nitai Gaura, Hari Bol. Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Jaya Prabhupada. Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Prabhupada.
Jayam Vishnupad Paramahamsa Parivrajkacharya Ashtottara Shata Shri Srimad Abhay Charanarvinda Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki Jayam Vishnupad Paramahamsa Parivrajkacharya Ashtottara Shata Shri Srimad Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur Goswami Maharaj Ki Ananta Koti Vaishnavrinda Ki Namacharya Srila Haridas Thakur Ki Prem se kaho Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Ki Shri Shri Radha Krishna Gop Gopinath Shama Kunda Radha Kunda Giri Govardhan Ki Shri Vrindavan Dham Ki Shri Mayapur Navadvip Dham Ki Purushottam Kshetra Jagannath Puri Dham Ki Tulsi Devi Bhakti Devi Ki Yamuna Devi Ganga Devi Ki Samaveda Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Ki. All glories to the assembled devotees, all glories to the assembled devotees, all glories to the assembled devotees, all glories to Shri Shri Guru and Gauranga. Nitai Gaur Premanande.
Shunadrita Tvam cha taranamam dityam pavitam chasanam kuru. Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari. Gopi Jana Ballabha Girivaradari. Yashodanandana Braja Janaranjana. Yashodanandana Braja Janaranjana. Yashodanandana Braja Janaranjana. Yashodanandana Braja Janaranjana. Jamuna Tira Vanachari. Jamuna Tira Vanachari. Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari. Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskritya Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Sarasatim Vyasam Tato Jayam Udiraye. I offer my respectful obeisances to His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada, to all the previous acharyas, and to the assembled devotees. Vanchakalpatarubhascha kripa sindhubhya eva cha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. Nantakoti Vaishnavini ki jai. I'll read to you from the Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 1, Chapter 2, text number 19, which says, as soon as irrevocable loving service is established in the heart, the effects of nature's modes of passion and ignorance, such as lust, desire, and hankering, disappear from the heart. Then the devotee is established in goodness, and he becomes completely happy. A living being in his normal constitutional position is fully satisfied in spiritual bliss. This state of existence is called Brahma Bhuta, or Atmanandi, or the state of self-satisfaction. This self-satisfaction is not like the satisfaction of the inactive fool. The inactive fool is in the state of foolish ignorance, whereas the self-satisfied Atmanandi is transcendental to the material state of existence. This state of perfection is attained as soon as one is fixed in irrevocable devotional service. Devotional service is not inactivity, but the unalloyed activity of the soul. You could probably tell you're going to have to look up irrevocable. The soul's activity becomes adulterated in contact with matter, and as such, the diseased activities are expressed in the form of lust, desire, hankering, inactivity, foolishness, and sleep. The effect of devotional service becomes manifest by complete elimination of these effects of passion and ignorance. The devotee is fixed at once in the mode of goodness, and he makes further progress to rise to the position of Vasudeva,
or the state of unmixed sattva or Shuddha sattva. Only in this Shuddha sattva state can one always see Krishna eye to eye by dint of pure affection for the Lord. A devotee is always in the mode of unalloyed goodness. Therefore he harms no one. But the non-devotee, however educated he may be, is always harmful. A devotee is neither foolish nor passionate. The harmful, foolish, and passionate cannot be devotees of the Lord. However, they may advertise themselves as devotees by outward dress. A devotee is always qualified with all the good qualities of God. Quantitatively, such qualifications may be different, but quantitatively, such qualifications may be different, but qualitatively, both the Lord and His devotees are one and the same. So we sang the song this morning by Narottam Das Thakur, and this is Lalasmayi Prarthana, which means a longing for perfection in devotional service. Krishna bhakti ras pavito mati kriyatam yadi kritopi labdite tata lolyam api mulyam ekalam janma koti sukritirna labhyate. Rupa Goswami tells us that the qualification for devotional service is greed. It's to have an intense desire to have it. There is no other price to pay. And he goes on to say, if it's available somewhere, one must go immediately to get it. Don't hesitate. You should run, not walk. And in this song, he's singing and pining for the moment when that longing awakens in his heart. He says, Gauranga bolite, while chanting the holy name of Lord Gauranga, habe, will it be? Gauranga bolite habe, pulaka sharir, means that the hairs on one's body stand on end. This is one of the symptoms of ecstasy that is mentioned frequently in the Shastra, about how when one is struck viscerally by the beauty of the moment of one's connection with Krishna, or as Srila Bhaktisiddhanta uses the word frequently throughout his commentary in the Brahma Samhita, beatitude. It's not used nowadays, beatitude, but we say beautiful, beautiful man, beautiful. Beauty is indicates a beatitude also, which is the root of beauty, or vice versa, is rapture, when one is enraptured. It means that you have no other thought, only this one thing. You're drawn by it, you're caught by it. And so he's saying, Gauranga bolite, while chanting the holy name of Lord Gauranga Habe, Pulaka Sharir. When will that time come when I'm chanting the name of Gauranga and my hair stands on end? I'm so enraptured and I'm so struck by the mercy of Lord Chaitanya that I'm overwhelmed. My body responds. Hari Hari Bolite, while chanting the holy name of Lord Hari, Nayene, from my eyes, Bhabe Nir, tears will fall. This is another symptom of ecstasy in Krishna consciousness. It's not that if one can squeeze tears out of one's eyes, that means that one's in ecstasy. It means it comes as a pure stimulation that comes from that experience, that it's natural that tears come from the eyes. Udipana. Udipana is mentioned by Rupa Goswami in the Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu. There are stimuli that awaken this sense of rapture within the heart of the devotee. And it can come quite spontaneously to devotees. Even neophyte devotees have this. We heard this morning, someone was telling, I can't remember who, Mukharvind, about how someone walked into the Harinam that was going on inside the, what are you, in a classroom or something? In your home. Well, if it's your home, no wonder. Sometimes people hear the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra for the first time and tears come from their eyes. We had an instance like that. I think it was in Toronto, and there was this person, she was brand new, but every time she'd come, the music, the Harinam would start, she couldn't stop crying, and she was worried about it. Yara baso pyudyan kavalita bhava dvanta vibabo drisham tatvandanam apitishiti pranayinim. Rupa Goswami documents this, that even if one's tattva andanam, one has no idea what this is. But the holy names, even the dim light of the holy name, because one's not fully aware of what one's doing, one hasn't developed a qualification to see Krishna directly by chanting the holy name still. And one tattva andanam dishati, bhakti, one's able to feel a sense of bhakti in one's heart. It manifests quite spontaneously, naturally. So in today's verse, tada rajas tamo bhava kama lobhadeyashe, it's naming the obstacles to bhakti. What are those obstacles? It's mentioned here, vasana. In the next verse, aro kabe nitai chander karuna hoibe. Samsara mor kabe tucha habe. So this samsara vasana. Vasana means that we have a collection of material attachments. You may notice that you have stuff in your house. And you may even have joined the national pastime in America, which I read about recently, which is getting a storage locker. Some people have an addiction to this. There's some people documented now. They have 12, 13 of them. They can't stop collecting stuff. And it's become a problem because storage lockers, although they're cash cows, they're ugly. They just sit there. And people collect the money from people's anartha of collecting too much and having to keep it in storage. And in a similar way, in the material world, we take on various material desires by bad association. Karanam guna sangosya sarasadyoni janmasu. You get good and bad habits, which lead to good and bad situations in your life because of your sangha. And now, he says here, and when will Nityananda bestow his causeless mercy upon me so that my desire for material enjoyment will become very insignificant? That's tucha. We know from the Goswamis, Chakvaturnamashesha mandalapati shainim sada tuchavad, which means that they were Mandalapati, Rupa Sanatan Goswami aristocracy. They were billionaires. They were with the most important people. They had power. They could demand anything and set laws. They were just managing everything under the auspices of the king, who just said, you guys take care of this. I'll go off and do whatever I want. And you rule. They had the money. They had the power, and Mandalapati means they were in the circle of all those people who had similar things. Hard to give up. People try to grab onto it and just keep it forever. But Tyaktvaturnam Ashesha Mandalapati Shrinim Sada Tuchavat. Tucha means it becomes insignificant. It's like when you put the sugar cane through the grinder, not once, not twice, thrice, and maybe if you're really cheap, you put it through again. That's tucha. Even the cows come over and smell it and go, there's nothing left. That's tucha. Tuchavat means then you see these accumulation of material desires as being insignificant. They don't mean anything to you anymore. Because you have this Ar Kabe Nitai Chandar, by the mercy of Nityananda Prabhu, Karuna, by his mercy, Hoibe, Samsara Vasana, these stored desires, the layer upon layers, storage rooms full of all these desires, the vasanas. Karma really means that we're forced to act now because of what we did before. In our mind, we're pushed to go in a certain direction because we've accumulated this karma in our, we may think, when's it going to hit me? It's driving you right now. Prakrite kriyamanani gunai karmani sarvasha ahankara vimudhatma kartaram iti manyate. And everyone thinks, no, I meant to do that. If you ever seen anybody mess up and they go, yeah, I meant to do that. Every soul's messing up in the material world, saying, no, we meant to do that. And so they're forced into this because of samsara vasana, carried from one situation to the next, to the next, to the next, because of vasana. So he says, more kabe tucha habe. When will that time come when, by the mercy of Lord Nityananda, that I'm no longer forced by material nature to move in a certain direction? When will Nitai bestow his causeless mercy upon me so that my desire for material enjoyment will become very insignificant? And so, tada rajas tamo bhava kama lobharayasya chaita eter anavidam. So if we look at this verse, it's describing that transformation period. One is in the process of devotional service, and there's a semblance, nashta prayishu. It's not completely, all those pushings, the vasana is still there. It's nashta prayishu, almost gone. Prayishu, almost. Abhadreshu, inauspicious pushings that take us into something that is called anartha. Anartha means that which is against our real interest. It doesn't do anything for us. It works against us, actually, anartha. And so one's come to a medium period, and then there's a time at which tada rajas tamo bhava. Tada means at that time we can notice that the rajas, tamas, bhava, all the manifestations of these desires that come from the pushings from rajas and tamas, they're piercing our mind again and again. Kama lobharayasya, by kama, lust, by lobha, desire for what's not good for us. Chaita, so that's our mind, our consciousness. Eter, by these, anavidam, we're no longer affected by them. We don't feel the piercings of them. We're not pushed by them anymore. There is a time. So this is the progress in devotional service mentioned in various places. Like in the Madhurya Kadambini, there's the progress of the devotee who starts from anartha nivritti, starts from, hopefully, they start from unknowingly, agyata sukriti, like our Narsingham Prabhu, who's an amazing personality and preacher. He's on a tour right now, and he was in Europe, and he's always looking for the next. He's helping with this project of bringing academics and people who have well-established reputations around the world for conversations. And so he was on a tour, and they had to walk up a hill, and he's got something wrong with his hip right now. So this person, a young person, came over and helped him to walk up the hill. And then later on, Narsingham looked up his profile and said, "Oh, this is a big shot." He hangs out with, in Mandalapati, in these circles of powerful people, things like that. And I was remembering how Lord Chaitanya walked into the assembly of Prakashananda Saraswati and sat down in the lowliest place possible there. And then Prakashananda came over and said, no, please come sit with us. And there Prabhupada says, from that one gesture, he got agyata sukriti, unknown credit, that allowed him to be receptive to the mercy of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And so from that little beginning, could be anywhere, then one develops Shraddha, means Shraddha Shabdi Vishwas Kari. There's a sense that this is a good idea. devotional service. Most people think that's a bad idea. And then from Shraddha comes sadhusanga, desire to associate with devotees. And from association with devotees, one naturally emulates what they do, which is take up the regulative practice of devotional service. And then from there, there's a purification process, and that's being described here. And these verses are quoted by Rupa Goswami at the outset of the Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu. So we've come to this point of coming from the point of being forced by material desires into Cheta iter anavidam. It's noticeable you're no longer affected. Stitam means then you have a steady place to stand. You're not moved along by your desires. You're not distracted anymore. You're not sleepy anymore when you chant Hare Krishna. Or you sit down to read the Chaitanya Charitamrita and you might notice that. People sit down, they're perfectly awake, everything's fine. You give them a Chaitanya Charitamrita and they go, oh. This is laya. And then there's vishepa, which means that, oh, wait a minute, I think my mom's calling me. She needs a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. So there's distraction, and then there's what we're already talking about, vasana. They're innate desires to enjoy the material world, and they pierce the consciousness again and again. They're gone. Tada rajas tamobhava, cheta iter anavidam, no longer piercing. Stitam, now you have a place to stand. So this is describing nishta. Same thing, stitam, nishta, same word. It's cognate in English with the word stand, or we say understand, stand. You have a place that's steady, you're not forced anymore to move on. And it's irrevocable, means, please.
Irrevocable is an adjective from the late 14th century, which means that which cannot be recalled or unalterable.
The root, please.
The root is from irrevocabilis, from in not, opposite of, and revocabilis, which means which means back, and vocare.
Means what?
Back, B-A-C-K.
Okay, means back.
And then, or rescind, call back. And then vocare, which means to call.
You can't call it back. Once you said it, revoke. Voke means vak, comes from Sanskrit. And then it's the order's already given. You can't pull it back. It's irrevocable. That's good. Thank you. So we already talked about briefly the way there are obstacles to overcome. It's good to know them. There's a taxonomy. There's a way we should understand the enemy. Prabhupada says this in the 3rd chapter of the Bhagavad-gita. In the question, Arjuna asks, where does this come from? I'm being forced by material nature. How does this manifest? And Krishna says it comes from Rajaguna. And then it gets military language. Evam buddhi param buddhva. The chapter ends with that. Krishna, Arjuna, stand up to this. Stand up to it. Fight it. Don't give in. And Prabhupada gives the language of describing the strategic places, he says, in which this rajas or kama, lust, takes its places in the various senses. It gets into the senses, gets into the mind, and you said, watch out if it gets into the intelligence. The intelligence, he says there, is the next door neighbor to the soul. And if your intelligence is then infiltrated, he's using all this military language, by the kama, lust, then you see the world as a place to enjoy, and You become consumed by it. Abhinibheshita, fully, vesh. You enter into it completely, and you can't get out. It's very, it's all-consuming. And so, knowing that, we should have a strategic method to come out of this position of being ensconced in the lower modes of material nature. So, yeah, there many shastras. We have the Yoga Sutras, and Rupa Goswami also mentions the same categories of avidya and false ego. Avidya means ignorance, false ego, attachment, hatred, and fear. He names as abhinibheshita, as absorption in one's bodily situation, and attachment, you don't want to give it up. He said this is the strongest of all of them. And then we get the other things that block us from moving into this cheta eter anavidam, of being free from the piercings of material nature. They're aparadhas. Radha means, radhanam, the greatest servitor. And radha, radha means you're doing things which are beastly, against the flow of devotional service. They're repugnant to refined souls. And there are ways in which we can make aparadhas in chanting the holy name. We know the 11 offenses. There's also aparadhas in seva, worshiping the deity. There's also aparadhas to sadhus, to devotees. There's also guru aparadha. So various categories, ways that the Shastra says, be gentle, be careful. You don't see everything. You don't understand everything yet, so be careful where you walk. And then I mentioned also sleep, distraction, lack of clarity, deep-rooted impressions, and this taste for the material world. That's from Madhurya Kadambini. So being aware of these, one can walk carefully. And then Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu mentions that we should be deliberate as much, just considering, I do a little gardening, and I was noticing that I had a large pot that was no longer being used for some reason. Who knows how these things happen? I got rid of a lot of the pots. We had so many pots. There was one that was still full of dirt. And it was hard to move. I didn't know where I was going to put the dirt anyway, so I put it in a place. And I noticed that all of a sudden everything's growing in there. I'm going to tend to it, but I'm chanting and I'm looking and go, darn. And I can't stop chanting and go over and do it, and then I forget later. But I notice that the weeds get bigger and bigger. And how many are in there? Who knows? There's a lot of variety in that pot. All I did was set it there and leave it. Rains come, seeds come from where? Who knows? I know a little bit because I'm watching my garden, and I can see from the first time we organized the planting there, and then we decided, these ones don't work out so well, and remove them, they come up 20 years later. And then there's all kinds of weeds that my gardener has warned me about. There's one little plant that comes up every year at the same time, but if you don't get to it, once you touch it, it makes a sound, it pops. And thousands of seeds go flying over your head in every direction, and it's going, ha, 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 gotcha. In any case, this is the analogy that Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu gives about how there are unwanted creepers, unwanted weeds. That's by definition, an unwanted plant is a weed. And so Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu mentioned a few things like improper behavior, duplicity, violence, envy, profit, worship, prestige. These are identifiable, unwanted things that can grow in our hearts. So he said you have to be expert at taking those out and making sure that they don't take up the soil. Like weeds degrade the soil, they take the nutrients out, and then the plant you're trying to grow can't grow strong. It can also choke out the original plant. So you have to be able to identify them and be on the lookout that there are certain things there, and I want to try to overcome them. So is it easy? Once one knows? You better say no, otherwise I'll feel really bad. And I'll just slump over it. I won't be able to say anything more. It's not easy. Therefore, we have to be armed. It says, Tachchadadhana Sutta, Tachchadadhana Munayo Jnana Vairagya Yuktaya Pashantya Mani Chatmanam Bhakta Shruta Grihitaya. He says that you have to be fortified in bhakti. Now, the holy name does everything. But can I chant the holy name? That's the problem. The problem isn't with the holy name. It's all powerful. Everything's necessary. Like some people may say, whatever happened to just chant Hare Krishna? Okay, go ahead. Just chant Hare Krishna. And I was like, well, I would, but I'm a little busy right now. And we'll always be busy. Always. Because it's not time, it's taste. I have a taste for rajas. That's why I don't have time for chanting Hare Krishna. If I had a taste for chanting Hare Krishna, I wouldn't have time for rajas. It's an algebraic equation. And so we have to be strategic and approach it that, yes, there are vasanas, there are weeds growing, and therefore I have to become an expert gardener. I have to learn what they look like, and I also have to participate in the process. Now, the little junior offspring of bhakti from chanting Hare Krishna, we get Gyan and Vairagya. Right? Vasudeve Bhagavati Bhakti Yoga Prayojita Janiya Yashavairagam Jnanam Chayarahaitukam. When you're properly engaged in or directly engaged in serving Krishna, of which chanting Hare Krishna is one of the direct processes, then Jnana and Vairagya come. So knowledge gives us the ability to identify anarthas. If you don't have this gyan, you can't even see them. In fact, Maya is so tricky that we don't even see, as Prabhupada said, the bars on the window. You're thrown in a jail cell and you can't even see the bars. You think, I'm fine in here. Who was it? Indra? Somebody, no, was cursed to become a pig? Was Indra? Oh, dang. Well, and everyone came to him and said, come back. And he said, yeah, but my piglets, they're still, in grade school. When when they make it out of college and go to get a job, then no problem. But even then, there's always something more. Maya holds us. So Gyan, if we chant Hare Krishna and try to avoid offenses, and we get a little knowledge, we should apply it. That means we should find the anarthas, find the weeds, be gardeners, says Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And Vairagya, that's why you need both. Tachchadadhana Munayo Jnana Vairagya Yuktaya. Both things have to be used in Krishna's service. They're not independent of bhakti, but by bhakti you get those free gifts, but you have to use them. So Vairagya means now you have the power to pull out the weeds. Have you ever seen a weed and you couldn't pull it out because you didn't want to? Right? You see it, you see the habit, and you go, well, okay, I understand that's bad, but let's see you stop it. What do you think 99.9% of the self-help YouTubes are about? They're like, okay, listen, here's how you're going to approach overcoming your bad habits. Everyone's got some angle. 6th canto Bhagavatam Ajamil doesn't work. You have to remove the vasana. There has to be a tada rajastamo bhava. The nature of the heart has to change. You take out a weed or tree and then you leave it long enough, especially a fuchsia. Fuchsia, there are certain kinds of astamarias. They'll just come back again and again. They grow under their roots. They pass from one to the next. You think it's gone. If you go on vacation, come back, they're all back up again. Fuchsia plant, you can have 10 gardeners come in and take it out, try to root it out. If they leave one little piece, you'll come back next spring. There it is. I'm back. So what you have to do is you take it out and then you start a construction project and you build a temple over it, on top of it. And it'll never grow back. So we have to, it's not just you do your best to pick it out, then you have to build a temple on top of it. Means you have to continue expanding your devotional service until it blocks out any opportunity for those to come back. And that means literally there's a change of heart by the mercy of the Lord. And so we hear in the verse, Tachradhana munayo jnana vairagya yuktaya pashyantya manichatmanam bhakta shruta grihitaya. Means also we have to have knowledge, we have to have detachment, and we also have to be thoughtful. It means that we really have to think about our situation, analyze it, and take deliberate steps to come out of the situation we're in. And I'll just take some reflections now. Or questions. Yes, Shri Antariksha Prabhu.
Hare Krishna Maharaj. Earlier you were talking about Tatra Laulyam Api Mulyam Ekalam. So I have a question regarding the Laulyam that you mentioned. So is there how does the Laulyam of a pure devotee look like? Are there more nuances to it in terms of just the greed? For example, one can come to Krishna consciousness with a mood of FOMO, fear of missing out. Or so how does it look like for a pure devotee?
According to Rupa Goswami, he compares it to the kind of natural spontaneous greed we have in the material world. And there are verses like that throughout the Shastra. For instance, just as a miser counts his coins again and again. Do you know any misers? Misers don't spend their money. They just get more and they count it and they hold it. And why? Because they want to go look at it. Like Scrooge McDuck. Scrooge means miser. So he was the epitome of that. And he had a swimming pool full of money. And Scrooge McDuck would dive into the pool of money and he'd just like dump it on his head and count it over and over again. And the verse says that just like the misers, they count their coins over and over again. So the devotees have a similar attachment, but it's to their mantras. They're thinking, oh, where's my mantras? Or, how many rounds am I chanting? That becomes a kind of greed for them. You see devotees who have utsahan. It's the beginning stages of this greed, where they're so enthusiastic that they want to collect more bhakti. They want to, when there's a great soul, they rush there because they want to have association, because they know within one sitting, within a fraction of a second, 14th of a second, by just seeing somebody whose motive is pure, one's own heart can change. And so they have that. And Rupa Goswami also compared how young boys and girls are attracted to one another spontaneously.
left to their own devices, unless you lock them in a house, they're going to find somebody, right? Oh, guess what? I found somebody. How'd you do that? It's like, I don't know, I just did. Because yuvatinam yata yuni, yunam cha yuvatau yata, mano biramate tadvan, mano me ramatam dvai. It's natural, spontaneous. They're attracted to one another. So he said, oh, let my attraction be like that. It comes up. So he uses worldly examples of how it feels. We know in the material world, it's the same nature we have, except it's perverted, Lada Tapatraya, through the modes of material nature. But in the spiritual world, it's the same kind of impetus you see that people have, but it's just for Krishna. And did you say, how do we get it? Or it said, what does it look like?
What does it look like?
Well, those are the examples that they give. And obviously we want to have verifiable ways of understanding these things. So the advanced devotees have symptoms. One is steadiness. Madhvacharya said this in the verse, Evam vrata swa priyanama kirtya jatana rago jatachuta uchar satyato rauti gayati unmadavan ritati lokabhayaha. This process of chanting Harinam is so powerful that one who engages in it here, there, and everywhere, then will notice a change of heart, as we're discussing today, and it's called Dhruta Chitta, the heart melts. And then one becomes very specialized. He hears a special name of the Lord and is so attracted to that name, Madan Gopal or whatever. It's like, yeah, that's the name. And then he says he becomes like a mad person that doesn't care for outsiders. Bhayaloka. The people in the outside world, they don't even notice them. And so then in the purport, what are the verifiable symptoms? Madhvacharya gives a verse, and he says, only by two symptoms can you understand that a person is advanced in that way. One is their steadiness in their practice of devotional service, and the second is what comes from their mouth. Is it merciful? Is it related to Krishna? And Prabhupada says in the section of the Bhagavad-gita where Arjuna asks, how can I tell somebody's advanced in devotional service? And he first mentions that how does a person sit, how does he walk, and Prabhupada mentions how does he speak. He says, a fool's not discovered until they speak. He had nothing to say, and then he said it. Let's see. Vaikuntha Nayaka coming to us from Mysore.
That was Maharaj.
Tell all our Muslim friends down there that we miss them.
Muslim friends down there. Sorry, Maharaj?
Tell all our Muslim friends that we met in front of your palace down there that we miss them.
In the palace.
I have all their names in my book if you want me to send them to you. I wrote them all down because I found that the Hindu type people coming out of the palace, they were absorbed in tourism, so they weren't so interested. But all the vendors around the palace were Muslim, and they bought books. And so every time one of them buy a book, I put their name in my book, and I'd go to the next one. I say, "Hey, your friend." And they all got together at the end, and we were a happy group. So those are my people.
Only you can pull it off, Maharaj. Maharaj, I was hoping if you can elaborate a bit more on the Jnana and the Vairagya part. Actually, the Jnana part, you did mention the ability to identify those weeds. But if you could talk a bit more on the Vairagya part, where you identify the weeds, but still, because of weakness of heart, you're not able to uproot those weeds. And despite practicing devotional service for a long time, I still have that weakness of heart. So please, can you elaborate on how to overcome this, some practical tips? I mean, you did talk about the aparadhas and all that, but some more, if you can tell about how to overcome the weakness of heart.
Okay. it's helpful to be relentless in your practice of devotional service. And it's quite natural to be unsteady in the beginning. And part of being relentless means you have to be willing to continue even if you feel that you're not making that much progress. That requires evam buddhi param buddha. You have to be situated in your intelligence at that point, because you may not have as much taste as you might need. And you get a lot of credit for staying a long time. In fact, my godbrother Pushkar Prabhu was just telling me the other day that Prabhupada had once commented when devotees were asking these types of questions and they were brand new, he said, wait 50, 60 years in your practice. And he commented and says, see who's still around in 50, 60 years. Because many people shoot up and they may have various motives, and then they're huge, and then all of a sudden they're not there. But who's there in 50, 60 years? So one thing is to make a determination to continue no matter what. That's very important, because if he's, a big shot is just a little shot who kept on shooting. That's the case almost in all areas of discipline, that somebody who just stuck with it. And it's like, that guy, how'd he get in here? It's like, he kept doing it. You guys quit. So we have to keep going. Evamvrata, no, excuse me. What is the verse I'm thinking? Sapada mulam bhajata priyasya taktanya bhavasa hari prayeshaha vikarma yachchot patitam katanchit dunoti sarvam hridisani vishta. Krishna favors those who continue, this verse says. It says that if you just keep going, even though you keep doing stupid stuff, and you go, why am I doing that? It's because you're stupid still. But you're smart enough to keep going. It says, that's a sign of sincerity. Sign of sincerity is you keep going. Have you ever seen a little animal or a kid who's totally inept at something? Or maybe they're even deformed or injured or whatever, but they just keep trying. Everyone runs to them and says, oh, help them. Help that one over there. They can't walk. You see people all the time. They adopt a little beagle that has no back legs, and then they'll get a skateboard and hook it up. And want to help them out. So Krishna's like that. If we keep going, even though we're the worst of the worst, if you just keep going, then swapada mulam bhajata priyasya tyaktanya bhavasa hari priyesha. Yes? The one I'm quoting? It's 11th canto. Swapada mulam bhajata priyasya. He'll give it to you. 11.542. Thank you. And there's magic that happens from chanting Hare Krishna. We have to remember that. Krishna is all-powerful. Nama Chintamani Krishna's Chaitanya Rasa Vigraha Purna Shuddho Nitya Mukto Abhinavan Nama Namino. There's no difference between Krishna and his name, and he's transformative. He's Chintamani. If you remember this, it's like, I don't like the way my life is. All right, how about let's change it? What do you think? Yeah, good idea. How are you going to change it? Try YouTube. Try chanting Hare Krishna. If you just keep trying it, because Krishna and his name are non-different, you go to the reservoir and you just drink. And you don't have to do anything else. That's why Vasudeva Bhagavati Bhakti Yoga Prayojita Jana Yashivayarag. It happens quickly when you chant, do something direct, chant Hare Krishna. It's transformative. So keep going to that reservoir that changes everything. Who changes everything? It's Krishna. He's the Chintamani stone. Don't give up on it. And Prabhupada, he answers several times. You can see in the Veda base when people ask him questions like, I can't do this. What am I supposed to do now? And Prabhupada said, same old answer, chant Hare Krishna. Go back to basics again and just say, okay, it's all in the holy name. That's what we're going to do. And then hear from those who are already freed from those anarthas. It's a rare soul.
who's freed from anartas, they know it, everybody else knows it, and if you listen to them, there's something that will change in your heart, and you'll get a desire that I also want to be free from desire. That's as good as being free from desire. Prabhupada said, being sincere about being sincere is being sincere. If you have a desire to get free from material desires, you're already there because you're in the process of devotional service, and most people don't have that. They're stuck on the other side of the fence where they go like, yeah, I'll just keep it. I'll just hide it. I'll put it in a storage locker and I'll deal with it next life. No, deal with this life. How do you do that? Listen, put yourself in front of those people who are already free from those anartas, and then somehow or other you wake up the next day and you go like, hey, I have a desire to get rid of this now. That's big news. You can broadcast that. Not on the internet, but okay, we had one more on the board, and then we're coming back down here, and I got to hurry up because there's a program. Okay, Shyam Rupa, go ahead.
Thank you, Maharaj, for such a wonderful, insightful class. And you said very important thing that Aro kabe nitai chader karuna hoibe. So by mercy of Nityananda Prabhu and whose representatives of Guru, Vitaya Vasana Mara kabe tuchcha hobe. And you very graphically explained that that cane sugar 3 times and with tuchcha. So my question, Maharaj, is that how, what are the things or means that we can do to deal with my own anarthas and also others' anarthas? Because both can be disturbing and frustrating. Like I'm trying to overcome, but I see the head pops again. Here it is. And it just looks like a constant battle. Sometimes he wins, sometimes I win. So my own anartha, sometimes they win, sometimes I'm able to deal with them. And even that is, to recognize that itself takes a lot of effort and introspection. And another component is dealing with others' shortcomings. That also can be quite intimidating. It can hook in our mind, and we can be thinking about that. What are the means that we can effectively deal with both?
The best means is samkirtan. Sam means together, and kirtan means the broadcasting of the holy names, the Bhagavatam. And when you do it together, then not only do you get purified, but also the people who join in with you. So if you invite those who you're worried about into the circle and you have samkirtan, then you'll notice the effect. Very practical. You organize a time every day in your household or your ashram when you read Prabhupada's books together. Prabhupada painstakingly spoke these books, wrote them, and then made them available for everybody, and he told us, you should read these regularly. Because, he said, I don't want these just for selling, I want for you to read them, become pure devotees, and go back to Godhead. It's noticeable that if you have a regular daily process of sitting together with others and just hearing straightforwardly from Prabhupada's books, then you'll be fortified naturally. The verses themselves are so intuitive. We'll have this experience again and again. Oh, I get it. Krishna knows me better than I know myself, and it's so encouragingly bringing me forward. And then Prabhupada's purports are so poetical and witty and deeply personal for us. So that's part of Sankirtan. It's sitting together with others and just hearing. And if you can increase that even by a tiny bit, just like in the spring, you notice the sun starts coming back by a few minutes every day and all the plants start to bloom. They all get encouraged. And it's just like that for ourselves and for everybody else in our Sangha. We have to hear. Everything starts from hearing. And if you don't hear properly, if you don't hear enough, then what happens is you get overwhelmed by all the noise that's coming in constantly. So you have to hear, and you also have to move heaven and earth to chant your 16 rounds every day, because it's in the holy name. Krishna and his name, non-different. And if you do that on a regular basis and encourage other people to chant to the best of their ability, then they'll naturally make advancement. Devavrata.
I just had a question, if it's okay.
Absolutely. You're in Colorado. We should have one of those games on Youth Jam of guess which ashram it is. We'll just show the background, but I know that ashram. I was there when they built it. So, okay, go ahead.
I was just thinking, there's this famous quote which floats around the circle of devotees from Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur, and he's speaking on the banks of Radhakund, and he says, he's speaking about how we generally avoid this topic of Ashtakliya Leela, but now we're going to start speaking about it because there needs to be Artha Pravritti along with Anartha Nivritti. And he's bringing up the point that if we go on with just Anartha Nivritti, there's a chance of falling victim to impersonalism. But if one has an Artha Pravritti, then one can actually develop a higher aspiration, which can accelerate the process of Anartha Nivritti. So sometimes I've seen that this quote is potentially taken out of context in circles, but I would really love to hear your explanation of understanding that verse in context of everything which we're speaking about.
Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur was protective of his followers to make sure they didn't prematurely enter into topics that they weren't qualified for. There was a danger there. I heard from Prabhupada's godbrother, Srila Sridhar Maharaj, who, when he was asked with a group that was there about various Rasa Shastras, he's a great scholar, Sridhar Maharaj, and he said, I have not entered into that. He said, my Guru Maharaj would not let us enter into that area. And then he went on to say that but he's given us everything. By the process that he already gave us, that will naturally spring forward. He said, do not prematurely try to enter that out of impatience, but be patient with the process that you have. Prabhupada gave us the perfect balance. And he went on to say, Sridhar Maharaj, that he says, it's all there in the Chaitanya Charitamrita, he said. We can take from that, he said. This is given to us there by Kaviraj Goswami and by our Guru Maharaj. I can take from that. And he said that will be sufficient. You will get it from there. And Srila Prabhupada had obviously the same protective mood. They got it from Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur, who gave that mantra, keep that part way above your head. Don't claim to be qualified to move in there. Even those who are the objects of worship there, you'll find in the Bhagavad-gita, everyone who's asked, you're the greatest, they not me. Then get up to Srimati Radharani, me? Not me. All these other devotees. So that's the paradox of the situation. So Prabhupada gave us Krishna book. Who's assimilated it? He gave us Chaitanya Charitamrita. Who's assimilated that? Bhagavatam, well, I just finished the whole Bhaktivedanta course, and I feel like I got 1%. What did I get? I got a realization that I didn't get anything. And if I want to move on to somewhere else, it's kind of like a kid at the table. It's like, let me have the ice cream. It's like, what about you don't like broccoli? You just eat what you have and then move on. So, yeah, we have it. It's just a matter of application, really. And we find in any situation, if we apply the simple path strictly, that's where the reservoir is. It's all in there. And if we can get one drop, that's enough. You don't have to get the whole thing. You get one drop, and
it will sustain you forever, that one drop. Neha Bikramana. Okay, there was 2 more in here, and then we got to go. And I have to answer them in 30 seconds or less.
Hare Krishna Maharaj. So I wanted to ask a question about lolium. You were speaking, that's the price to advance. But Rupa Goswami also talks about patience. So how do you balance, that, I have to make advancement now, but also knowing it takes time? And also, how do you guard against thinking like, maybe I don't have to be so serious now, later on I'll be more qualified to, chant inoffensively and things like that.
Well, the point of power is always in the present moment. You can't go ahead of where you are now. It's just I had this realization in waiting in line for airplanes. So we do it a lot. You just see everyone's anxious. They want to get on. But you can only get on when your number's called. Because everyone's there. They're all crowded in. It's like, let me on, let me on. It's like, why is that guy going first? It's, well, he's flying first class. That's why they let him on there. And so it's similar. Whatever our qualification is, we'll be called. They'll call your number. And if we realize that I have to work on myself, you attract success. It's not that you can barge in anywhere. Just try running up to the ticket counter and say, I know I'm in group number 5, but I'd really like to go first. And they'll go like, get out of here. Go to the back of the line. We're going to call you last. So we can only work with what we have right now. And Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur gives the example of growing a tree. Trees take a long time to grow. The little sapling, and it's like, come on, buddy, where's the fruit? It's like, hey, I'm just a little sapling. The potential's there. That's what we say, kriti sadya bhavet sadyas, bhava sa saranavida. It's all there, but you have to, do what you can. The good news is it's all good. Even when you're in the Vaidhi practice, we talk about anartha-vritti, how hard it is. Yeah, but it's blissful. You're on the path. You're going to the next position. Krishna's merciful. He's going to pull you along, even if you quit. So don't. And if you appreciate the life you have, try to have a gratitude for what you have right now. I mean, we live like kings and queens. Our lives are so good. We have service, we have prashadam, we have festival. Who gets festivals like this? They have to wait till Bruce Springsteen comes to town and then go down and crowd in, and it's 500. I don't know what he charges. It's ruined by the modes of material nature. We don't have that. We have everything Shuddha Sattva handed to us on a beautiful platter. And you can't even take enough. You have to give it out to as many people as you can. And then the plate fills up again. So what kind of life do we have? Just be grateful for every situation you have right now. And you'll feel patient because you'll think, I didn't deserve this. This is more than I deserve. In fact, it's a good way to answer people when they say, how are you? It's like, better than I deserve. And they go, no. Okay, one last one. Okay, 1, 2, 3, quick. Before the cane comes out.
Feels like exams last a few minutes, so can we get more time? Guru Maharaj, quick reflection that you mentioned about that shops outside Mysore Palace. We also, when we go to Arabic stores, we show them the pictures. Hey, this guy took it. And they're like, wait, did he take it? Oh, I will also. Yeah, but you can put it and give me also. I have a quick question also, Guru Maharaj, about Tuchavad, that Goswamis gave up everything and they were practicing. I feel I am going in opposite direction by, what I'm doing currently.
Krishna knows that, what our situation, and he addresses this, especially in the last 5 verses of the Brahma Samhita. How's that first? Ato vacha mahavishnu bhagavantam prajapatim brahma mahatvavignane prajasarga chichenmati pancha shlokimimam vadyam vatsadatvam nibodame. So that's the first verse. He said, He's talking to Brahma because Brahma has a day job, creating the universe. So he's like, okay, Brahma, I know you got a day job, and I know you like bhakti, so here's how you do it. And then he starts off, Prabhudhe Jnana Bhaktivyam Atmayananda Chinmayi Udaitunanama Bhaktir Bhagavat Prema Lakshana. First thing he tells him, he says, when the pure spiritual experience is excited by means of cognition and service, bhakti, super unalloyed devotion for Godhead, which is whose qualities are attraction for the Supreme Personality of Godhead, awakens within the heart, and naturally awakens in the heart. Then he says, what's the next one? Prabhude Jnana Bhaktivyam Atmayananda Chinmay Udaitinam. No, don't show us. Our brain gets weak. We have to recall. Atmayananda Chinmay Udaitinam Bhaktir Bhagavat Prema Pramanais. Here's your verse. Pramanais tatsaracharais tarabhyasaya nirantaram bodhayan atmanatmanam bhaktim uttamam labed. There's the word bodhayan. It awakens. How? Pramanais. You take scriptural authority. Pramanais sat achar. You have to act properly. Don't act properly, what do you expect? Sarachar. Pramanais tatsaracharais tarabhyasaya. Abhyasaya means do it a lot. And do it over and over again. Don't stop. Abhyasya nirantaram, constantly do it. Bodhayan atmanatmanam, then the awakening will happen. Bhaktim uttamam labet, then uttama bhakti will grow in the heart. It all starts with your practice. Then, labet, yasya shreyas karam nasti, yasya nivartam apnuyat, nasarayat imam yogo, bhaktim tam evasarayet. Dharmam anyan parityaja mamekam sharanam. No, I'm sorry. Vajavishwasan yadrishi shraddha siddhir bhavati tadrishi evam nirantaram karma. Here's the part. Evam nirantaram karma. All living beings have to do their karma. So you come into the world, you're going to have to work hard. Just accept it. You're going to have to work late. That's the way it goes. Evam nirantaram karma, loko yam anavartade. All the people of the world, loko yam anavartade. Tenaiva karmana dhyayam mamparam bhaktamichiti. He says, here's the secret. The secret is, do your work, whatever you have to do, because everybody, every living entity comes out running. The little gazelle, they get out of the mother's womb, and they're going like, lion's coming, gotta run. Human beings, takes them 30 years to get going, but it's like, around here it's like 13, but he said, do your work, but he said, use it, dhyayam, meditate on me while you're doing it, give it to me. That's his instruction in the Bhagavad-gita too. And then, so he's telling Brahma, you're not going to be affected by this. In fact, you're working hard in the material world, meditating on Krishna, you'll become a solid human being. You become well-rounded. You can't jump off and take shortcuts. It doesn't work. People come back to their level anyway. So act according to your qualification now and apply yourself as well as you can, and you're going to be great. You're going to become a Paramahamsa, and you're going to be able to deliver thousands of people because you went the course, the whole course. Otherwise, what are you going to tell the people who come to you? Like, quit your job and you can't. You can't even live in Silicon Valley unless you earn $500,000 a year. Okay. Yes, last one.
Hare Krishna Maharaj. I have this question from the purport that we were reading. Srila Prabhupada writes, this self-satisfaction is not like the satisfaction of the inactive fool. So why is this word inactive being used in this context?
Oh, well, mode of ignorance is inactive, but Bhagavatam points out that there's these various levels. There's the fool who's happy because he doesn't know any better. And then there's the Paramahamsa who's happy because he knows everything and he's with Krishna, and then everybody else in between suffers. But it's kind of an interesting thing here. As far as stages of capacity goes, first there's people who don't know. Next are, they know, but they don't have any faith. And the next are, they know and they have faith. But the highest level is they know, they have faith, and they have the ability to act on it. So when we have all of those put together, we're very active, but we're active for Krishna. The inactive fool means they don't know what to do, and they do it. Means they do stupid stuff. I'm not getting kicked out yet.
Hare Krishna Maharaj. In the Madhuri Kadamini, it describes Bhajana Kriya, and there's two stages, Anishtita and Nishtita, unsteady and steady. And it further divides Anishtita Bhajana Kriya into 6 parts, and one of them is where the devotee seeks pleasure in the benefits of bhakti, because bhakti is described as Shubhada, so there's all auspiciousness, so good fortune arises. So my question is, we're in the material world and we're already trying to get, rid of our attachment to these material objects. So if there's even more coming in through bhakti, what's a good way to kind of get rid of these attachments and also get rid of the attachment to exploit the benefits that come from bhakti?
When you have knowledge and you practice, you're held to a higher standard. Those who just hear the holy name, we hear Sanketyam Parihasam Va Shobham Helaname Vava Vaikuntha Nama Grahanam Asheshaga Haram Vidu. These people who incidentally hear Hare Krishna or say it accidentally and stuff like that, big benediction. But once you come and you take vows and you say, I vow to do this and I promise to do this and that, you're held to a much higher standard. So in that case, you have to be careful. So Prabhupada wrote it in the purport we read the other day. Was it here? He said, not only do you have to practice devotional service, but you also have to be careful. Right? That's in the purport. I love that one because it means that you have to do it, but you have to do it carefully also. That's the difference. And therefore, when we're taking all these things, we should be aware that we're walking on sacred ground. We're around the highest living beings. That's why it's a culture of respect. If you hear somebody say Hare Krishna, in your mind you should go, respect, respect, respect. If you see somebody who's signed up for the process and they've taken a vow, you should go out of your way to respect them. And if it's somebody who's obviously progressed on the path to the point where they have no other interest in life, you should really extend yourself as far as possible. So in the culture of respect, we should respect what we're doing, that we're walking on hallowed ground. Don't feel entitled. Always be humble. Lord Chaitanya gave the instruction, Trinadapi Sunichena. Be very, very careful and very respectful. Don't enter into the chat room where people just feel free to take the brakes off and ravage their own devotional service and try to disparage other devotees. Doesn't matter. Krishna doesn't say it. Why do we have to follow that? Be careful. Be careful the way you walk, the way you talk, the way you enter the temple, the way you address Krishna. Follow the various rules of respect that are given in the Nectar Devotion. Know what they are. Don't gossip in front of the deities. These are all culture of respect. That's Panchrachik life, is to be very, very careful. And if we're that, then it comes very easily. To speak of the 10 offenses, those are what should be the umbrella over our practice itself. That's why we say them every day, but we should actually listen to them and practice them as much as possible. Dear Srila Prabhupada, dear Shri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Shri Shri Panchatattva, Shri Shri Radha Madan Mohan, Shri Shri Lakshmi Nrsingadev, if you so desire, please let our community be the little engine that could, to move up the hill to the higher ground in devotional service all together, helping one another in whatever situations we're in. Please let us be an engine for Silicon Valley to put out transcendental sound vibration to every county here and
all over the Bay Area and the extended Bay Area so that people get attracted and they have access into Lord Chaitanya's movement. Please let us smash our goal of distributing at least 100,008 Srimad Bhagavatam sets and locally 7,305. 7,301. And please let us sneak up on and pass Mayapur when they're not looking. Thank you for considering our request. Om Tat Sat. Everyone agrees with this prayer in whole or in part, and who appreciates that ISKCON of Silicon Valley won all these awards last year. Number one in region means in America. Number one in America. Innovation, number one, won an award for innovation in book distribution. And won an award, this is the Sharing Means Caring Award, won by ISKCON of Silicon Valley, because we don't just keep it to ourselves, we try to export it to as many other people as possible. So I was just including that in the prayer. Everyone can say, hi. What? The youth get one too? And for, oh, they already got it? And the youth got an award also. These are, it's real gold, and it's even heavy to hold these things. Congratulations to everyone on the team. Thank you very much to the leaders and to all of us working together to please Srila Prabhupada. Everyone agrees with this extended prayer in whole or in part. Please say Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Vanchakalpurusha kripa sindhave vichapatitana bhavanibhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha nantakoti vaishnavindiki jai. Knock them alive out there. Okay, and now we have the main part of our program, which is a talk. Who's speaking today? Anya. Anya's ready to go. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Oh my God, it's on. Okay. Ooh, wow. Ooh. Okay.
Speak slowly, okay?
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Maharaj, for a wonderful morning program. We started off with the japa circle, and then we had a deep, detailed Guru Puja, trying to understand each of the verses. It was really enlivening to come back to understanding why we do what we do. Otherwise, it just becomes like a routine. We forget the purpose. Just the nature of this world or this material energy is such that we become complacent. So that was really nice to jolt us into understanding each of the words, their meanings, and what are we saying? Why are we reciting them? And I was thinking of the question that you had asked, that when did the Guru Puja actually begin? And if I remember correctly, it was when Srila Prabhupada thought about his spiritual master, Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur, And then all the disciples started to think, oh, if he's doing that for his Guru Maharaj, then we need to do it for you, Prabhupada. And I was thinking such a beautiful way of expressing our gratitude, and a direct connection to the parampara is right there. Because Prabhupada's Murti is non different than Prabhupada himself. He's watching over us. And for my generation, he's like a grandfather, and as he says, grandparents are even more compassionate to their grandchildren. So I was thinking that is our only hope. So today, the topic is also a very fundamental question. Why does Krishna appear in this world? And Anya is going to present that topic.
Hare Krishna, everyone. My name is Anya Krishna, and today I'm so excited to be presenting the topic of why does Krishna appear in this world. The divine nature of Krishna's appearance. Krishna is like the sun. Krishna's appearance and disappearance are compared to the sunrise and sunset, respectively. Sunrise is not the sun's birth. Similarly, Krishna's appearance in this world is not exactly his birth, but just the beginning of his pastimes here. Sunset is not the sun's death. Similarly, Krishna's disappearance from the planet is not his death. Instead, it's the conclusion of his pastimes here. Various reasons for Krishna's appearance. Krishna gives us 3 main reasons for his appearance in the Bhagavad-gita. Paritranaya sadhunam vinasaya cha duskritam dharma samstapanartaya sambhavami yuge yuge. Krishna appears when there is a decrease in dharma and increase in adharma. Dharma stands on 4 legs: honesty, satyam, mercy, daya, cleanliness, sacham, and austerity, tapa. Protection and reciprocation. Relieving Mother Earth. Lord appeared on the earth to relieve Mother Earth when she was overburdened by demonic people who posed themselves as kings. Lord protected all the residents of Vrindavan from various demons. Lord also protected the virtuous residents of Mathura from Kamsa. Punishing the vicious. Krishna exterminated several demons in Vrindavan, namely Putana, Bakasura, Vatasura, Agasura, and so on. In Mathura, Krishna killed unrighteous people like Kamsa and his associates. In Mathura, he also defeated the great armies of Jarasandha 17 times. In Dwarka and Hastinapur too, Krishna killed many demons like Sisupula, Dantavarka, Salva, and so on. Establishing Dharma and Bhakti. Lord delivered teachings of humanity through the Bhagavad-gita. Krishna sets examples of Varna Srama Dharma by performing his duties as a coward boy in Vrindavan and prince and householder in Dwarka. Bhakti Yoga. All living beings perform unmotivated and uninterrupted loving devotional service unto the Lord, which is named Bhakti Yoga. The spirit of Janmashtami. We can have Krishna appear in our hearts and live there. Srila Prabhupada said, when we have love and devotion in our hearts and also share the fortune of having Krishna's appearance in the lives of everyone around us, we can always celebrate Janmashtami under any circumstances. Because of Srila Prabhupada's efforts today, hundreds and thousands of devotees are celebrating Janmashtami in various parts of the world. Hare Krishna, and thank you so much.
Thanks, Anya Krishna. I hope I can be as enthusiastic in commenting on your talk as you were in giving it. But that's the first thing I noticed, was that you had utsahan, enthusiasm. And that was compelling, meaning it attracted us to listen more and more because of your natural enthusiasm. I loved your first slide. In fact, I wrote it down because I thought it was a really nice way to talk about Krishna to new people as an avatar, the one with the sun.
There.
Sunrise, sunset. When I saw it on the screen, that metaphor that Prabhupada often gives about how Krishna's pastimes are eternal, and like the sun, it's always there, it's just that we see it at certain times. I really like that point. You gave a lot of information in this slide presentation. I took notes from it, every part of it, and it could be widely expanded, but you did it within a few minutes and it was really good. The last point I liked was how you mentioned that Janmashtami is the time we celebrate, but we can also have Krishna appear in our hearts. Then every day's Janmashtami.
Yeah.
I like that a lot. Did you have fun putting this together?
Yeah, my mom helped me, and we had a lot of fun putting this together, and I learned a lot from these present slides.
Can you name one thing that especially you learned that in the process of making it?
One thing I learned, well, actually, in this slide, I thought that's like really cool how Krishna is compared to the sun and how his like disappearance is like the end of his pastimes, and he's never actually leaving fully. So, yeah.
Fantastic. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna.
Thank you so much, Maharaj. Any other questions, comments, or reflections from the audience? Okay, so I think we'll just stop it there. Thank you so much, Anya, for your enthusiasm.
Please come back again because you're really good and it would be nice to hear you speak more.
Thank you.
Hare Krishna. Thank you. And thanks to your mom.
I really want to acknowledge both the parents they travel a lot, but they're so invested in her, even if they're not able to bring her every weekend for the Sunday class, but still they're keeping up her with the curriculum and also participation. So kudos to you for that. And with that, we'd like to hand over for the announcements.
I really want to hire this girl for Bhakti community. She was so good. And actually we are hiring, and we have an unlimited number of positions for buddies. We are really looking for people who will help newcomers hold their hand and take them to the Bhakti process. Krishna is unlimited, so his service is extremely unlimited. So please, please do consider to join the community to help newcomers. We really, really need help. So that was one request. And we are trying to experiment with our in-person programs. After you give books today, please do consider to invite newcomers to Bhakti community. We have a program in the evening, in-person programs. If the people who you're giving books to are a little bit free tonight, invite them to Palo Alto. I can give you the address. So that would be a good place to start. And if they are not available tonight, please share our bookmark with them. Please, please share our bookmark, because we have seen from experience that the bookmarks miraculously bring people to the community in unbelievable ways, even after 3 or 4 years. So they do work. So please, please consider to share the bookmark invite them to our online programs. We have Monday and Thursday consistent online programs. If you invite them, we guarantee you will take care of them. But we just want you to invite them, and if possible, just sit with them on the class, because they know you. You have given them the books. You know they have some acquaintance. They don't know us yet. So when you join the class with them, it's a service you can do. It's an unlimited service you can do, and help the newcomer, help the community, help them. And we are here for everyone, but we need everyone's support to invite people to Bhakti community. Hare Krishna. Yes. Question.
Where are the bookmarks?
Bookmarks are all in the book shed. There's a box. There are many boxes full of bookmarks.
That sounds hard. Can't we make it easier for everyone to get bookmarks if they've worked so well?
What we normally do when we pack the books, we put bookmarks in them for the...
But what about everybody else? What if people are out in the world who aren't distributing books and they want to give out bookmarks? Is that okay too?
Yes. A lot of communities outside of ISKCON of Silicon Valley reached out to us. We ship bookmarks to them. There's a provision for that. And if anybody is interested in bookmarks, we can ship box full of bookmarks to them. We have a process in place. So please do reach out to me, and I'm happy to give bookmarks to anyone. Yeah.
I want some.
Yeah, I will give you.
Does anybody else want some bookmarks? People here want bookmarks.
Yes.
And they don't want to go to the shed. Can somebody distribute them to us?
Yeah, we'll hand it over to the...
Okay, thank you.
Yeah. Thank you. Hare Krishna. Malini?
Hare Krishna. We have started our next marathon, next MSF, which is right after Nrsimha Chaturdasi. And this is our Bhakti Vinod Thakur monthly Sankirtan festival. And this time we have an extra 1 month because of our Purushottam Mas. So we have Purushottam Mas starting May 17th, and then which will follow into Bhakti Vinod Thakur monthly Sankirtan festival. And this monthly Sankirtan festival for Bhakti Vinod Thakur is huge than ever we have done so far. Our goal is really high, but we are really looking forward to it because this is where we want to engage the entire community, not just our community, the community outside of our community outside. We want to reach many, many people because we are really excited. We want to share Srimad Bhagavatam with everybody. So this is a monthly Sankirtan festival of at least 3,000 book distributors. We thought a lot. It's a huge number. We don't know how we'll do it, but we are actually coming up with different phases of this campaign so that we can have it all available for you. First thing is what we are working on is a script on what you can say to people for them to take Bhagavatam or for them to have someone else take Srimad Bhagavatam. We had a QR code that we displayed last festival on Nrsimha Chaturdashi. We will circulate it all to everybody else. That's coming up soon. We're just announcing the intermediate steps also. Those who still they are not fully vetted, but still we wanted to share it so that you can think about it. You can give us ideas because we need your help as well. Also, for today's announcements, today is a very special day for the Kids Sankirtan because they're all going out to Dublin today, and they have a pizza party after that. So if anybody would like to join the Kids Sankirtan team, they can contact Kameshwari. She already sent out a message on the Weekend Warriors. So all the kids are welcome to join. It's kids only, exclusively book distribution party. And then they will have a pizza after that. So please join the kids team as well. And there are many other teams that are going locally in San Jose. In a lot of Western Sankirtan teams are going as well. So if you want to join one of those teams, you can contact Kautukarna Prabhu, and he can guide you on different spots that you can go. I just want to end with one small story that last Saturday when we went out on book distribution, we were working on so many things for the Nrsimha Chaturdasi. So I felt that I didn't have enough time to go out on book distribution, and it was already like 7 p.m. at night. I was thinking, I don't know how, this is so late, should I go, not go? I only have like 45 minutes or an hour. But I still made a decision to at least touch the pavement. That's what I thought. I'll just go and touch the pavement. And when I went there, Achyuta Kumar Prabhu, Nam Smaran Prabhu, and everybody were already at the spot. And I was feeling like inadequate because I don't have much time. I may have to leave soon. And then I saw the mercy of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, because I prayed to him before I left, saying that, Mahaprabhu, please help me send some wonderful souls who are ready to take books. I was there for only maybe 40-45 minutes or maximum an hour. 4 people came and asked, and they took Srimad Bhagavatam. And I thought that just the intention of touching the pavement and the endeavor to go, Krishna actually reciprocates. The spiritual desires, whatever is harboring in your heart, Krishna never lets them go unnoticed or unfulfilled. So all we need to have is just a desire that, Mahaprabhu, I want to do something for you. I am inadequate. I do not have so much of energy, neither I have so much of time, but I really want to do something for you. Please help me. Then I felt that Mahaprabhu comes in different ways. And there was one person who came, and he took a Srimad Bhagavatam, and he said that he wants to donate. And then we told them it is $250. And then he said that there are other programs. And then he said he will donate. And he said, I will donate $250. He took all the information, and he took the Bhagavatam. So I was wondering, is he really going to come back to give the Lakshmi? But he felt very, very sincere. And he appreciated all the efforts that we were doing, but he still didn't give the money. So he took that books, he put it in his car. He said, I will donate. And he didn't come back. And we were wondering what happened. And 5 or 7 minutes later, he came back. And then he said, see, this is the donation I made. And he actually gave $500 of donation. And not only that, one thing that he said really touched my heart. He said, actually, this is nothing in comparison to what all you are doing to spread the message of Srimad Bhagavatam. He said, I think more people should do this, and please accept this, whatever little I could do. The sincerity in his heart was really touching, and I felt a lot of people say that the market is not good, people don't have money, and all those things. It's not about the money, it's the heart. If they have the heart, whatever they have, they will pour it to you. So this also told me that there are sincere people out there who are looking for this. All we have to do is just show up. So please do show up. Everybody wants a Bhagavatam. Everybody needs a Bhagavatam. And everybody has unlimited Lakshmi to give. All we have to do is just go and ask for that. So please join us, not only today, every day, every month, every year. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna.
We're going to say a prayer now before prashadam, which is written by Bhaktivinoda Thakur. And he says that the body is a place of ignorance and the senses lead us downward when they're unchecked. And then he says, of all the senses, the tongue is the most difficult to control. What's more, it's voracious. And then he glorifies prashadam, which is one of the main processes of devotional service, saying that by taking prashadam, the tongue becomes controlled, all our senses become purified. Just by sitting and honoring prashadam, we overcome samsara. So he's glorifying the Lord for his mercy of giving us prasad and calling for their help, the help of their lordships. Shall we try it? Sharira vijajal, jyotendriya tahiko, jibe pele vishaya shagare, dharmadhyati vayati, lobamoy sudurmati, chakajita katina sangshare, Krishna bhadadoyamoy, Kori Bari Jiva Joy, Shwaprasad and the Dilobai, Shenamrita Pau, Radha Krishna Gunu Gao, Preme Dako Chaitanya Nitai. Now go to the last 3 verses that we chant that are in Sanskrit. This one says, O King, for those who have amassed very few pious activities, their faith in Mahaprasad and Sri Govinda, in the holy name, and in the Vaishnava is never born. For one thus satisfied in Krishna consciousness, the threefold miseries of material existence exist no longer. In such satisfied consciousness, one's intelligence is soon well established. I included this one in the deck because Prabhupada used to say, Prasade sarva dukhanam. Let's take prashadam. Next. Simply by decorating ourselves with garlands, fragrant oils, clothes, and ornaments that you, Krishna, have already enjoyed, and by eating the remnants of your meals, we, your servants, will indeed conquer your illusory energy. This is Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya. One should eat the Mahaprasad of the Lord immediately upon receiving it, even though it is dried up, stale, or brought from a distant country. One should consider neither time nor place. The prasadam of Lord Krishna is to be eaten by gentlemen as soon as it is received. There should be no hesitation. There are no regulative principles concerning time and place. This is the order of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Varhapidam Mahaprasad ki jai. Please come take prasadam. It's served right outside. Nitai Gauda Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Nitai Gauda Hari Bol. Prashadam for everybody. Hare Krishna. Vancha Kalpa Kripa Sindhu.